Hey everyone, it's Jess Tomlinson. It looks like an after dark video, doesn't it? But I'm so excited. I had to make this video for you right now, even though it's totally nighttime and there's no light in here, and I was too lazy to get out all my equipment with the bright fancy lights. So instead, I am just making you this very raw video about two things, two very important things that I'd like to discuss about how I used self-care for these really awesome manifestations in my life just within the past few weeks. So, the first one, big deal. I got a brand new car. It was so unexpected and so amazing that I have to tell you the whole story. And I'm going to try to make it a little bit short because I know how long I can go. But I feel like this is so important for us all to understand how self-care can really impact our day-to-day reality and really bring to us these deeper desires into physical manifestation so that we're not just sitting here like longing for things, but we're actually using self-care as a launching pad for our big, meaningful dreams, whatever that looks like for you. Now, while a new car may not have been exactly one of my big meaningful dreams, it was a desire of mine. So the story is that I drive a Hyundai Elantra, and it's a year that is really popular for wanting to be bought back by the dealerships because it's just old enough to be apparently a hot item on the used car floor, right? So I kept getting all these mailers like, we want to buy your car back. We want to buy your car back. And I'm like, no, I love my car. I paid a whole bunch of it off. So anyways, I'd been getting those mailers, and just a few weeks ago, actually the day before I left for my bliss trip, my birthday trip to Sedona, I went into the dealership and got my oil changed. And I was just being like my happy self, right? Like I'd filled my own cup throughout the week that I had some joy to share. So I was like exuding self-care. And when I was in the dealership waiting in the waiting room, there were a whole bunch of sales guys. And I was just asking them, like, how's your day going? What are you guys doing? Have you made any sales today? And just being friendly, right? Like how many times we just like close ourselves off? But because I'd practiced really good self-care that week, I was feeling like myself. So one of them ended up coming over and chatting with me, and turned out he was brand new at the dealership and really just wanted to work for me. Like found out the kind of car I had, told me about the buyback offer, and that he thought he could get me a really sweet deal. So to me, I was a little bit skeptical. But then I was like, you know what, Jess, what do you have to lose, right? So this is part of self-care. It's like being open to those opportunities. So I invited in the opportunity. I said, sure, why don't you just see what you can do? So basically, we spent the next couple of days going back and forth on exactly what I wanted. I had all these crazy requirements. Like I had to have leather like I have in my car right now. I had to have a sunroof. I had to have this certain color. I had to have like all these things, right? Oh, and even more crazy, I had to have a lower payment. And he was trying to put me in a brand new car, which I'd never had a brand new car. So all these things, right? So we go back and forth, back and forth. And the self-care lesson is that I was, number one, very open to new opportunities. Number two, I was unattached. So I was like, I don't really care. But number three, I was very clear in what I wanted. And then number four, which I think is probably the most important thing in this self-care lesson, I loved that sales guy up like no other. I appreciated him so deeply. I told him how much he meant to me, how I knew he was working his ass off for me, and how I knew my expectations were just crazy, but I really appreciated what he could do for me. So I think those are really four important elements to remember. And guess what? I got a brand new car. I got a lower car payment. They just put leather into my car the other day. I got a sunroof, and I got a bright red car. And here's the even crazier part. I got 0% APR with no down payment for the extension of my entire loan. So, I mean, it doesn't get better than that, right? So that's my first big celebration of how I use self-care to manifest my deeper desires within the past few weeks. My second one, which I think you're really going to get ecstatic about because I am, and I'm just completely blown away. I just manifested a date for Valentine's Day. And all I had to do was get really clear as to what I wanted. I wanted a handsome guy. I wanted somebody that just wanted to have a good time. I wanted somebody who was pretty intelligent and could have a meaningful conversation, and somebody who lives here in Las Vegas and wanted to take me out for a date and just have a nice time on Valentine's Day. So I got clear on that just this morning, you guys. And I'm telling my girlfriends as we're co-working what I desired, that I was thinking about putting it out on Facebook. Maybe people could help me find a date. Like, I was thinking I was a little crazy, and then boom, up pops up this guy that I never met before in Las Vegas, pretty cute, good looking, and asked me, so can I take you out on a date? And I just couldn't believe it. I was ecstatic. Like, this is the stuff that happens. And you know what had just happened? I'd gone on a vacation just for me. So that was my self-care lesson, was a reminder that when I travel, when I take vacation, I just refocus on myself. That is my self-care. And those trips are so meaningful because I get in touch with my own desires, and then they manifest quicker when I come back home. So here I am. I have a date for Valentine's Day. I'm pretty nervous, but I'm excited because the universe answered my call. So I hope you have a beautiful Valentine's Day as well. And I hope these 2 self-care lessons inspire you to take better care of yourself in your own life, so that through self-care, you can manifest your deeper desires quicker in your own life. I love you guys, and I'm so glad you're part of this community. And I hope to see you over, if not on email, on justtomlinson.com. Mwah. Love you guys. Bye.